Hi, my name is Olivia and welcome back to my channel. Today we have another video, which is about the thing I said it was going to be about my favorite characters to write. So we're going to get into it. First of all, I am illustrating this. This is one of the side characters in Masquerade. Her name is Savannah. She is one of my favorite side characters to write. She doesn't get a point of view, but she's my favorite. So we're going to start with Savannah. I've had a so yeah, here we go. Let's just start here. So, for side character wise, Savannah is my favorite since I am coloring her right now, so I guess we can go right into that tangent. The reason why is because she has a very interesting character, and she's very involved with most of the main characters. She is one of those characters that has a lot of story, even though she is only a side character, and we don't really get to see her past in full. I really like her character, and in case you forgot from my other long form on Masquerade, she is one of Persephone's employees. So she has a very interesting story, and I've always thought that whenever I first came up with her character. So yeah, Savannah is probably one of my favorite side characters, and also Hunter as well. If you don't know who Hunter is, he is Persephone's boyfriend, I guess. Yeah, so he is Persephone's new boyfriend. He's kind of like the comedic relief of her group, I would say, in Masquerade, and I really enjoy writing his character as well. Like, literally, those two side characters are some of my favorites to write. Like, yeah. Hunter is just interesting. You'll see when you read the book, but he's fun. I like Hunter. Yeah, but those are side character wise. Like, we're not talking about side characters right now, but I went on a tangent just because I am coloring Savannah. So yeah. Alright, so now let's get on to like main characters. Like, who are my favorite main characters to write? I'm gonna go on so many tangents here. I'm sorry, these long forms were more like a tangent, you just gotta deal with it. Alright, so my favorite main character, like my favorite is probably Persephone. Now, you're gonna look at me and probably roll your eyes, like, why Persephone? Wonderful question! So Persephone has, like, she has a lot of layers to her, right? Persephone always has had a lot of layers to her. She always will. She's just one of those characters that is very timeless, and as my writing teacher has told me, as she's told me, she said that Persephone is the heart of my series, the evil heart of my series, which basically what that means is that she carries the books in a lot of ways, especially books 1 through 3. She is a main part of the series. She always will be. And also her character is so interesting. Like, I love writing her character. She has so many, like, she isn't fully a villain, which I love. I love those types of characters. Like, Persephone can be a villain. She can. And she is. She murders for fun. She tortures people. She just smiles while doing it. Sure. But she has guilt over these things, which I think is really interesting. Because most of the time, villains in fiction, especially people as psychotic as Persephone, don't usually have guilt over their actions because they're sociopaths or psychopaths. And she's not a sociopath. She might be a psychopath. She is a psychopath. She is not a sociopath. And I just find that really interesting because Seth, like, she knows what, and also the interesting thing about that as well is that she knows what she's doing. And I really like that when I'm writing her, because then I get to, like, put myself in that mindset, which may seem weird, but I like putting myself in character mindsets, and Persephone is definitely one of those who have a lot of potential. Like, I could put her in a scene, like, honestly, with Persephone, I could put her in a scene anywhere, and it would be absolutely, like, it would work. Like, for example, I could even have her work in retail, and it would work. And I have done that, actually. It's a lot of fun. But I just love her character. I love, like, her different conflicting loyalties as well. Like, we see throughout a lot of Exposed that she really only cares about Paul, let's just be honest. But she also, like, cares about her sister. She cares a lot about Harold. She hates hurting Harold. Trinity, on the other hand, like, how Persephone, like, is with Trinity, she's just, like, meh with Trinity, which I like. This is gonna become a Persephone rant. I think it already has. But, point is, I love writing her character. Persephone's character is absolutely my favorite to write. Like, absolutely. One of my favorites. Especially her memories as Angelica. That's a huge one for me as well. Anytime Angelica shows up in her memories, I will sit there for hours and write it. I'm not even joking. Like, every single time I've written an Angelica. As I was saying, the memories with Angelica. I knew that was going to happen. My phone storage is being weird today. Nevertheless, we are back, we are here, and we exist. So, as I was saying, the Angelica memories, right? Love writing Angelica. I feel like Angelica is my favorite past character to write, since she is technically Persephone, but it's a different version of Persephone. It's not the same Persephone we see in the books, which I really enjoy, personally. I just love writing that version of her. Alright, so that's number one. That's the first thing. Second thing. Second character I love writing the most. I gotta think about this for a second, because I love writing all of them. I would say older Harold. I do not like writing Harold in book one, okay? Do not get me wrong. Yeah, I think, like, you could kind of tell just by the writing style. But nevertheless, like, Harold in other books, like every other book, whenever Harold has a point of view, I am so into it. I love it so much. Just because there's just like a lot with his character going on, as well as he's very similar to me personally. One of my friends asked if I was his evil fraternal twin, and maybe. I mean, I would not mind. Harold is probably one of my favorite guy characters to develop and to write. He's just so interesting to me. And, I just really like his character and how he handles things. Because it's very similar to me, as I said. The way me and Harold kind of, like, process things is kind of very inwardly. So I kind of, like, tap into a little bit of myself there. And I'm like, okay, this is how I would react to a situation. Now, Harold is more logical than I am, which I really like, because he isn't dwelling on the emotion of the situation. He's like, let's get things done, which I love that, by the way. Like, that is just, like, not unlike Atlas. Atlas is gonna cry in a corner until he actually decides to do something. But Harold's gonna come up there and be like, yo, everybody shut up. Now, I understand you have not met older Harold yet, and that is fine. You'll meet him in Masquerade. He's 19 in this book. I love him so much. But 13-year-old Harold is a different breed. He's my least favorite character to write. I'm sorry. The older Harold is like 10 out of 10. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. The third character, I gotta think about this for a little bit, like in order. I do enjoy writing Trinity to an extent. What does that mean, you may ask? I know, so many of my friends have come to me saying how much they absolutely despise Trinity to the point they want to murder her themselves. Which, I can see it. Just like a little. I could see it. But at the same time, like, Trinity is such an interesting character to me. She's very multifaceted. She doesn't really like showing emotion too much, which, valid, honestly. Like, I'm sorry. And I just really like how she handles things, because she does not cry. She screams and is about ready to throw hands with people, which I love. I just love writing. I love writing her crash outs because, like, they are so relatable, actually. Trinity is, like, basically all the things I want to say but can't say them to people. So is Persephone. Persephone is that character for me, too. So, like, whenever I'm going through something rough, I go to Trinity. Alright, let's just be honest. Like, whenever I am going through something rough, I write a Trinity scene, and that, like, gets out all my aggression immediately. And because she is aggressive. She's an aggressive character, and most people cannot handle that, including the group. But that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but she is probably one of my favorite characters to write whenever I'm angry. Otherwise, she's okay. I would not put her in top 3, though. Let's just be honest. I would not put her in top 3. I said she was my third favorite, but I would not put her in top 3 because I remembered somebody else I like better. So, yeah, Trinity is not in top 3, but she would be in top 5, I would say. Top 5. But one of my most favorite characters, right, is Nathaniel. Nathan. He is my favorite. He is so... Partly because he's grown so much as a character as I have grown. Like, literally, all my characters have kind of grown up with me, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I've started writing these characters at 14, and these characters have kind of grown with me throughout the years. It's been 3.5 years, almost, of me writing these characters and developing their personalities, and they've all kind of grown with me. especially Nathan and Clover. Now, I say this in my Masquerade author's note, so I'm going to spoil it a little bit for you. But in the Masquerade author's note, I talk a lot about how they were originally based on me and another person who was very close to me, my ex-boyfriend. So originally Nathan and Clover were based on me and my ex-boyfriend, but once I got broken up with, I realized let's not do that, because obviously. So what ended up happening was I completely rewrote Nathan and Clover's characters, and now they are very different than how they were before, and I really enjoy them a lot better. I feel like they are more attuned to what they are needed for in the series. Nathan and Clover kind of come in a package deal, so I like writing them both. And yeah, so yeah. The reason I like writing Nathan so much, though, is because he has some very interesting character traits. Like, sure, he has anger issues, but he kind of keeps them restrained, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you see this a little bit in Exposed, but, like, he kind of holds himself back a little bit when it comes to anger. He has, like, that quiet anger. But even though he wants to jump right in and murder someone, he won't. That type of thing, you know? So he's like that. And also, his wife stops him from doing morally corrupt things. Let's go, Clover. Also, I really like Nathan's backstory. His backstory is gut-wrenching. I am so excited to share it to all of you. I was, like, sobbing. Actually, no. I wasn't sobbing. Maybe at his last memory, I was like, oh my gosh, why did I do this to myself? But it is one of his backstories, his character arc, his development is one of my favorites in the series. So I'm really excited for you to see his point of view, because I had so much fun writing it. And I think you will have so much fun reading it as well, because he's a fun character to read, you know? Like, his internal thoughts are just wonderful. I'm so excited for you guys to meet him kind of officially, because he was kind of at the end of Exposed, so I feel like you guys didn't get a lot of him. But you'll get a lot of him in the other books, especially in Masquerade. So, yeah, he's one of my favorites. I love him. And Clover also, she used to be based very severely on myself, which is very weird to me looking back on, because a couple years ago, when I was writing Clover as kind of me, quote unquote, and she was very crybaby. Like, she would cry all the time, which I would not. I mean, I would. I still kind of do. I'm very sensitive. And Clover is too. But she's kind of evolved from that a little bit, from being just like that token crybaby character to someone different. To, like, someone strong in their own way. Because I feel like a lot of complaints I've gotten with Clover is that she's too trusting. She's too naive. She's too soft. She cries all the time. And she does cry a lot in Exposed, but that is justified. She lost her child, okay? That is justified. If anybody gives me any crap about her crying in Exposed, I will come after them. Anyways, so, I've gotten complaints about that. But she actually, like, even when she is crying, and she's still kind of a crybaby sometimes, but even when she is crying, even when she is upset, she's still able to hold her ground, which is really interesting for her character. And she feels like she has, like, this big, I've got to keep it together type thing. And you can tell that a lot throughout the series, especially after Exposed, especially. In Masquerade, she has a lot going on, and she, like, kind of, like, keeps it composed. You know, you notice it. She's, like, the mother of the group. She's the anchor. And I love that for her so much, because literally her character before was like a sobbing mess, and her boyfriend comforting her every 5 seconds because I was 14. So I like her a lot better now, just because she's very multifaceted, and her backstory, again, gut-wrenching. I am not okay while writing her backstory, because I came up with her backstory in a very dark, like, not a dark time in I'm not gonna say that, but I came up with her backstory during a breakup, so you know it's about to be bad. And it is bad, it is. I don't deny that. And I think, like, the fact that she lost her child is, like, enough to, like, cue you in, like, oh my goodness. And yeah, I mean, you know, she's a very multifaceted character, and she is one of my favorites, just because she's soft, but she stands her ground. She has children, and she's like a mother hen. She will protect them no matter what. And she also will protect her husband in some ways, and her husband will protect her right back. They have a wonderful relationship. I also love writing their relationship. I'm going on a tangent. But I love writing Nathan and Clover's relationship. There are so many reasons why, but the main one is that they are trauma bonded, but they're becoming healthier, which I love it so much. You'll see it more book 3-ish, because that's where you get to find out how they actually met. But they are so interesting. Like, they balance each other out so well. Even though they're not complete opposites. I would not say they are complete opposites, but they're close. They're close. They both have very similar values. They were raised on different things, but again, they have similar values. They know what they want in their lives, kinda, maybe. Well, Nathan knows. Clover had to give up a lot of things, and I'll talk about that when it's book 3. But she has, like, a lot of guilt, and so does Nathan. They both have a lot of guilt. They're back. So basically what happened is that my phone storage keeps going out, so I moved to my computer. If the audio is really bad, I am so sorry. I am not sure how to fix the issue. I will try once I get to it, but for now, I literally have no way to fix all this. And also, I'm sorry that my camera is so bad, forgive me. Again, I have no way to fix the issue because of how bad it is. I just don't have a way to fix the issue. So we are here now. So back to what I was saying about Nathan and Clover. I was saying about how I love writing their relationship. So as I was saying before, Nathan and Clover are just wonderful in their relationship with each other. Like, as I said, they were trauma bonded, but they're learning how to become healthier. And that's such a big thing, because I feel like characters like, I'm trying to think of like a good example that isn't a spoiler. Atlas and Trinity, for example, they are both engaged right now, and they are also trauma bonded, and they are also somewhat healthy, but they haven't really gone through some of the things that they went through. But Clover and Nathan did. That's the difference. Clover and Nathan went through some of the things that were just not ideal, but they were able to come out stronger from it, and then they were able to be their own people, but also be in a relationship. I would say they are kind of codependent on each other, but I think they're breaking those habits somewhat. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, yeah, that's my tangent on Nathan and Clover. I'm sorry. Another character I really enjoy writing is Atlas. I know I said earlier in the video that Atlas was a crybaby, and he is, but I love him. He's just so great. Now, I remember when I said that Clover used to be I promise this has to do with it, but anyways. So, remember when I said, literally just like a couple minutes ago, that Clover was supposed to be, like, based off myself originally? Well, Atlas has kind of taken that role. Like, Atlas, I think, is, like, a very accurate guy version of me. I'm not even joking. Like, every single time I write Atlas, I see the similarities. The only difference is that he's, like, I guess, more willing to go into danger than I am. You'll see what I mean later on. But, I mean, and also he's more forgiving than I am. Everything else is very similar. I just love writing his character. I love his internal reactions. I love how how anxious he is. I love writing that, I'm sorry. And he's just again, as I said, he's a very interesting character and a very multifaceted character. I say that for all of them, but he also, like, has so much stuff going on with him. Like, for example, he, like, literally, like, as soon as he got out of Perth, we had to go raise Harold. Like, it's a big thing. And I love writing those scenes because it shows, like, oh my gosh, like, he's just not, he's 20. He's been in prison for 6 years, and now he's got to come out of that. I've written a couple scenes between him and Harold, and it's insane. Also, he is one of the only people to be carrying the only one of the people to carry his family legacy. And what that means is basically, like, he's the only one who remembers his family. Harold does not remember his family because of the first time he went through the backtrack when he was 7. So Atlas is literally carrying the entire family on his shoulders, an entire dead family on his shoulders, his alive family on his shoulders, and he's doing it without, like, faltering, really. Like, he falters a lot, though. He has definitely some
high-functioning depression. Yes, like, he definitely has high-functioning depression. There is no doubt about that. But he is one of my favorite characters to write just because of how, like, he feels about things. Also, his past is one of, like, my favorites to write because there are some things I have not said in, the book that are canon, but I have not said it. I've hinted to it a bit, but I have not outright said anything. And those things literally break me because I'm like, this poor guy. This poor guy. Like, what more can I say? Like, I hate it for him. I do. He was also one of the first characters I ever created for the series, so he has a very special place in my heart. Literally, like, he was one of the first concepts I created, along with Mabel, Apollo, and Sunny. And then once I created Sunny, I'm like, she should have a twin, and then I made Atlas. So, Atlas is one of the first characters I ever created for the series, and that has just proved to be a wonderful choice. And also, he balances everybody else out in a way. Like, he is the more emotionally rash one. Well, along with Trinity. Trinity is also very emotionally rash. But he is also emotionally rash in the way where he's, like, trying to, like, rein himself in. He's, like, Trinity's parent, quote unquote. Like, honestly, like, when you really look at their scenes, he's always the one holding her back. He's always the one trying to keep everybody else calm, along with Clover. So, I guess he's the dad of the crew. He gives off dad vibes, though. Let's just be honest. He gives off dad vibes. And, yeah, he is just one of my favorites. And I will always love Atlas. And I will always love writing him. Now, on to least favorite characters, because we can't have favorites without least favorites. And I'm just gonna rattle them off. Younger Harold. Like I already said, Harold in book 1, do not like writing him. I like writing him in every other book except for book 1. Mabel. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, because I know so many people love Mabel, but I do not like writing her. Reason being, she is meant as a guide character in book 1, meaning that she is supposed to guide the reader and find things out along with the reader, and then she becomes a side character, pretty much. And I guess I don't hate that, but she's Panic with red hair. She's Panic with red hair. She's the anxiety. Okay, you know what she is? She's that anxiety emotion from Inside Out 2. That is what she is. You cannot convince me otherwise. That is her character. And could I have changed this? I tried. I'm not even joking you. I did try to change this, but she's so adamant. Like, for example, like, I tried to give her more trauma to see if I could balance this out. I made that fire that killed her mother and brother happen on her birthday. She is more panicky because of it. I thought that would make her less panicky and grow up. It did not. Sorry. I should not have said half of that. But I actually did not. I actually did mean for her to be more panicky in this draft, just a little bit, though, because, in the first draft, she was way too nonchalant. She was like, oh, I'm here, cool. Like, honestly, way too nonchalant. And also, she was, like, crushing on Apollo every 5 frickin' seconds. Sorry. I just don't like Mabel. I don't. I'm sorry. I like her in book 2. I don't like her in book 1. Another character I really don't enjoy writing, I'm trying to think, who was it? I'm trying to remember. I don't like writing Mabel, and in side character-wise, I really don't like writing Avalon or Franz. Avalon is fun to write for, like, a chapter, and then once you, like, continue writing her, she is actually insufferable, and I want to throw her against a wall, so that's why I killed her off early. And then Franz also, in book 1 Franz, I don't like book 1 Franz. Book 2 Franz is just actually wonderful, though. I love book 2 Franz. And I think that's all I can think of, honestly. Like, I like most of the other characters. I love writing most of my side characters. I love writing most of my main characters. And they are just, all my characters are amazing, and they have so many different things. And I hope that you liked my tangents. I'm sorry about that. I really hope that this clip uploads. If it doesn't, I am so sorry. And I'm also so sorry about any audio issues over here, as well as any, audio issues and video issues, because my computer is not known for cooperating with me, so we'll see how this goes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so grateful to you all. And here's the finished drawing of Savannah. I'm going to post a video about it later, but yeah, that's Savannah. As I said before, she is one of Persephone's employees. So I will probably be doing a whole video on just her and Hunter because of how much I love them. I've been thinking a lot about Savannah recently just because she has a very interesting arc throughout the books, so I might just do a whole video on Savannah. I don't know, but I adore her character, so like, why not draw it? Like, and this is also one of my best takes with alcohol markers, if I have to be honest with you. Like, look at that. Look at that. I just did wonderful. I know you can't really see it, but I'll be posting a short on it, so it'll be fine. You'll see it anyway. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for listening to me ramble for, I think, 30 minutes. Now, I'm sorry. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, morning, night, whenever you're watching this. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you all so much.